The European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, in collaboration with 5 other banks, will allocate €365 million for the construction of a 630-bed hospital in Kazakh city of Kokshetau. This was announced by the head of the EBRD, Odile Renaud-Basso, in an interview to New Time reporter Balzhan Samigulina. According to her, this is the first project of its kind in Central Asia. Construction of the hospital is expected to begin in April next year. Additionally, in a boost for Kazakhstan's economy, the EBRD is set to double its investments in the country, reaching over €600 million this year compared to 250 last year. EBRD President Odile Renaud-Basso also highlighted key projects, including the first public-private partnership in Central Asia, focused on healthcare, and emphasized a strong commitment to green energy initiatives.
EBRD is very active in Kazakhstan. Within these years of its operation in Kazakhstan, we've seen 10 billion of euros invested into the economy of Kazakhstan through over 300 projects. What new, huge, perhaps, prospective project can be announced now that is going to be implemented in our country as well?
So, I mean, the big new priority for us in the last few years, and which are accelerating now, is the green transition and supporting the expansion of renewable in the countries. There are a lot of projects, and we have been supporting the government to develop auction, to get the best price, and there is a lot of, also bilateral agreements with big international companies to develop renewable, which there are a lot of potential here. The other big new opportunities is related to the development of PPPs, and we are going to sign today the first PPP in healthcare in Central Asia with Qazakh Hospital, which is 650 bed, I think, which will be developed in Kazakhstan, and a very exciting project for us. We already had a PPP with Bakad, which was the bypass around Almaty, and now this hospital is a new area and a new type of project.
Yeah, that's a very exciting. Let us stop a little bit on that. What's the timing for this project, when it's going to be implemented? By which year?
So we sign now, and I think the construction will start in April because of the winter period, and I think it's expected for 2 years to work for 2 years for being built up and ready to open.
What about the fundraising for this project? Is it only EBRD project or with a collaboration with someone?
No, it's a project. We are part of the project with financing, but it brings together a lot of other financial institutions. I think the overall cost is €365 million, and we bring together private sector banks and together with our financing.
I guess it's the first project such huge and such amount in healthcare in Central Asia.
Absolutely, it's the first public-private partnership for an hospital in Central Asia.
Yeah, and you already mentioned that green transition is one of the focuses of EBRD historically has been. And what long-term and perhaps medium-term project can be announced here in Kazakhstan? As you mentioned, we have huge potential in this regard.
So we will continue to invest in renewable and bringing renewable plus battery storage, which is important in order to balance because renewable energy are intermittent. So we are also, in relation to this development of renewable, working very much on the network and with Qazakh in order to strengthen the grid. Electricity grid, and we will need much more will need to be done on the distribution and so forth, so as to develop electricity, and access to energy. We are very, the government has announced and the president has announced new plan for investing in infrastructure with 80 billion objective, and we will certainly be part of it. And we think that there is a lot of investment that can be done in order to improve connectivity in Kazakhstan.
And transport,
yes, the middle corridor, and in transport, railway, ports, and also in water management, which is a big issue for Central Asia. So these are areas of priority for us. More on the social dimension, inclusion, and in particular gender inclusion is also one of our top priority, and that we try to include in each project a dimension to facilitate inclusion, participation of women, and so forth.
And also the focuses of our country's development, I guess. And I've seen the statement of EBRD that most of loans last year have been provided in Kazakh tenge. And I wanted to know how, to what extent these processes have been, these financial processes with the EBRD have been done in our national currency, and what's the trend for this?
So indeed, Kazakhstan is one of the countries where we do the most of financing in local currency. I think it's more than 80% overall. And this is the outcome of a very good cooperation we have with the central bank. And we issue in local currency. So we finance ourselves on tenge so as to have the liquidity to be able to finance our project. And I think that's a very effective way to support local businesses and so forth, because they do not have to bear the exchange rate risk. And we are very happy to that, and this is a model of what we can do in other countries also.
My last question, Ms. Renabasso, what's the plan of EBRD for Kazakhstan or Central Asia for the coming 5 years?
So we have a clear strategy for Kazakhstan, which is based on competitiveness, green transition, inclusion, and we will deploy this strategy. We have strategies also for all the other Central Asian countries. I think, as I was saying, green transition supporting Central Asian country moving towards and benefiting from the advantage of the green transition is one of the big priority for us, but also competitiveness and development of the economies, with focusing on the development of the private sector, local businesses, but also foreign direct investment, and development of people. So inclusion and all this will be part of our agenda. We believe that we will increase our investment in the region. Probably this year our total investment will be above 2 billion euros. So I think that's a good sign of our commitment to the development of the region, which is, in the current geopolitical context, is a very strategic place and important area for the world stability.
Yeah, and just memorize that there was an announcement that EBRD will double its amount of investments to Kazakhstan. How close are we?
Yes, so we will more than double this year. Compared with last year, we will more than double this year. In 2024, we probably will be between $600 and $700 million, when last year I think we were around 250. So I think it will be it's a big step. It of course depends, because we have big projects with entities like Kazakh that really has increased our volume of financing, and it's a very good news.
Great. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you very much.